Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Welcome to Monarch Voices.
Hey,
I believe
hey.
this is episode 14.
Woo-wee.
Hello. How's everybody doing this week? Dawn, how have you been?
Happy Friday.
How have you been, Dawn? How's the week been going? It's been very busy, hasn't it?
Busy week, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, she's got gum.
If Jamie ever watches
Oh,
this,
no, not Jamie. Yes,
Jamie
Jamie.
will-
Hey, Jamie.
she will be so proud that I just spit out my gum. But this week it's been busy, right? So we had there's the Halloween,
Yes.
and what else did we have going on?
I don't know. It just feels like time has been flying.
Time has flown.
Good grief. And not only that, but it's November 1st. So not only did the week fly, but I feel like the month flew by.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
What do we have going on?
We have going on tonight,
Yep.
the first Friday,
Woo-hoo!
Book club.
Book club. And we hear that there's some haters. We
Haters?
won't say where they're from, but a club member told us
What they
that
say?
her team at work thinks that this is not a book club.
Oh, yes.
This is just a social hour.
A social. They said it's a lady drinking an hour.
I believe that's what
Well,
they said.
I've gotten some hate myself.
Oh, what?
Yes. Yeah.
On our book club?
They say it's the ladies' hate club.
What?
I said, what?
What is book club is?
He said, yes.
Girl, we just be going over these books.
Going over these books, talking,
Yeah. And
relating, healing. There's no hate. It's the ladies' love club, right?
That's the love.
But when
club.
people don't understand, they make assumptions. But, so tonight we have the book club that I'm very excited about. It's such a fun Friday night.
It is.
And
Have
really,
you read the book?
I've not read the book, but that does not stop us from having a good time. The book this month, my understanding, was called Moth to a Flame.
Yes.
And I heard it was a little raunchy.
Oh, girl, it was raunchy. But you know what? I think I like a little bit of raunchy in a book.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
it's-
I may have to read that. You know.
Well, you were supposed.
I was supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's nothing. A little raunchy in the book is good because the other books that we have read were very much self-evaluation and kind of just opening our eyes to different things. This book, and I think I might have asked Ashley for it personally. I said, Ashley,
Can we get a little something that's
can we
just
get
a little
something lighter?
Yeah.
And she gave us some raunch. So I think it's going to be a good night, and I think Ashley's going to narrate it.
Oh, as she always does.
As she always does. And
the group chat was already hilarious this
today.
morning.
Yes,
like,
it
oh
was.
my gosh, it's already been so much fun.
Yeah.
Mike
Myers.
Yeah. Hey, babe. So we have the book club tonight. On tomorrow morning. As you know, every Saturday is Yin Yoga with Sherry.
Oh, and she's starting a new.
And so we'll be working on our throat chakra.
Yep.
This month. So I already warned people, if you thought I talked a lot before, I'm going to be talking even more as I open up my throat chakra. But then someone pointed out that it may balance it. So if I talk a lot now, that the focusing on my throat chakra next month may actually balance out my talking a little bit, and maybe I won't talk so much. That's what
you feel.
So I'm gonna be working on my voice, like making
and
sure.
And you're thinking you're not going to talk as much.
If it balances, right? So if I have something that's like overactive, which I'm talking a lot, if I'm working on my throat chakra when I'm like, zen and I'm all feeling it and everything, I may revelation. Revelation
Or realization
that I don't need to talk all the time.
All right, girl.
We'll see.
You put your listening ears on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was who said that?
Who told me to listen?
Keisha Cox.
Keisha Cox. Yes, that's
and she's coming tonight.
She'll be here tonight. I'm excited.
That's her first book
club.
club.
They said I need to listen more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so that is tomorrow morning is yoga. Then Sunday we have our grief support group with Sharice Brown Torres and Pushing Through Inc.
Yeah.
That is always this will be the second time we did it. Last month it was very emotional. And it really kicked off this healing journey for us. So I'm excited to kind of go back now for a second. Now that I know what to expect, have the tools, and I'm prepared for this, support group. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think, like you said, now we have the tools coming out of it that we'll know how to handle some of that.
Emotion. It's just a lot that bubbles up.
And you don't realize that it's there until you start talking about it.
And then you start making connections like, oh, so that's why I do this. And that's why I have this situation. So yeah. That's good. And then Tuesday night, we have R&B yoga with Cherie Jones and Hedera Hills.
Yes.
And Thursday will be open mic night. And then next Saturday, we are actually having our gratitude and board breaking event.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's the other thing I'm excited for with Alicia Cooper Wells. So if you're, like I said, we're ready to break down some barriers and go to that next level in our journey. We're just trying to elevate our mindsets and get focused and clear for the upcoming year.
Yeah, because as much as you've accomplished this year, next year you've got to keep that same momentum and you got to keep going. So I think it's Alicia was talking the other day about had I ever experienced one before in corporate America, and I said no, and I was a little hesitant on what to expect, right? But I told it's all about what you put in. You get out. Your learning is all about what you put in and how you apply it to you, right? So even if I don't fully understand what is going to happen or what we're going to go through,
you'll be excited for
I'm
it.
excited for
and
it.
Just be open.
Right, that's it.
To, just have it be open to new experiences and things that you would have never tried before, you know? It's going to be awesome.
And you're talking about breaking a board. I think I may have done that before, but probably not the
out of anger. Hulk Hogan.
Yes. No, that's
Hulk Hurley. That's
Hulk Hurley.
Yes.
No. But I'm sure if I have enough strength for that, then I have enough strength to do this. Yeah,
so we're going to channel. Okay, so it's about channeling that energy to break barriers instead of breaking like in a destructive way. So cool. And then the other thing I just want everybody to be aware of is that we are doing a holiday marketplace. For the day before Thanksgiving, we are doing the Thanksgiving marketplace for all of the home chefs and bakers to come in and sell all their goodies and treats and savory dishes. We'll be also having a pop-up shop on Small Business Saturday. And then in December, from December 21st until December 24th, we are going to do a holiday shop with 2 P's and 1 E. Isn't that so fancy?
Yeah, that is super fancy.
I know. It's a little extra. Holiday shop. So please visit our website, www.themonarchmovementllc.com.
So long.
For information on how to become a vendor for our events. Dawn is really has been giving me feedback on our website address, our email address, and just how long it is. So maybe this year we'll look into changing that or trying to make it something a little shorter. But yes, for now, www.themonarchmovementllc.com. And that's all I had for what's happening around the cottage.
I will say that I'm super excited for the holiday season because you have given me the dun, 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 to turn the cottage into a holiday.
I just said, okay, so this is the thing.
So much
all that
holiday spirit. It's going to be a cottage of gingerbread.
I say, yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yes.
But I asked Dawn this week, I asked you this week to please start preparing the decor for holidays at the cottage. So
no problem.
We want to have like a winter wonderland kind of feel, but within reason. So I did not give you the carte blanche.
You didn't.
Never mind.
What did you just say? I didn't even. Tell me what you just said. You didn't give me.
No, because I don't even know if I pronounced it right. So
well, what was it?
The carte blanche.
What's that mean?
That means like just like a open checkbook, like carte blanche. Like that's everything. Like nothing's off.
You didn't give me a limit though, so it sounds like to me it's what did you call it?
A
carbon. You did not give me a limit.
Does Dawn have any hot topics this week?
So
please?
They're not really hot. Just some information. Everybody remember that daylight savings is this Sunday,
yes,
November 3rd. So everybody, fall back. Fall back.
Lean back.
Oh yeah.
Lean back.
Yes.
Lean back.
Yeah.
Lean back.
The other thing. Okay, that's enough.
Oh.
My goodness. So I'll say it again. Daylight savings time, fall back November 3rd this Sunday. Remember to put your clocks back. How does daylight savings time affect you? Does it affect you the same now that you're not in corporate?
I don't know, because the thing is that I've never been a morning person.
Right.
And when I was in corporate, this was like the stretch of time that I would start being on time for work. So this is when you get the extra hour. Right?
Oh, so you would be on time.
Because I was always an hour late.
Yeah, I knew that.
So, yeah, I'm always an hour late. I was always supposed to be at work at 8:30. I would get to work at 9:30. And then when daylight savings time happened, I would be on time for like a month.
And then fall back into
And then I would fall back because what happens? Christmas break. Christmas holiday,
yeah.
all of that. You get that long stretch of time off, and then by the time January comes around, I'm back to being an hour late again. So I've never been a morning person.
I believe that hour late, that sounds like some privilege there.
Privilege? Yeah. What are you talking about?
Because who can be an hour late for their job every day? And not get reprimanded or not get, fired.
Yeah, somebody that's really good at their job.
Is that what happened?
Yes, it is. Look.
That was some
Look.
confidence,
Listen, let me go get my. I don't
confidence.
want to have to pull out my Ric Flair robe or anything like that. But when you're the OTC,
I do remember a big award. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I was. I mean, they were always. I was always.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, so we said November 3rd.
And they sent me on trips all the time. So.
November 3rd, fall back. November 5th, guys, election date.
Yes.
Make sure be there. If you haven't already done early voting, and you're going to do in person, just make sure you're there November 5th.
Yes. It's very important.
And I'm hearing some different feedback from people that have already voted. They're saying the lines are super long.
This is what I don't understand, right?
Yeah.
So if it's early voting, is it the purpose of early voting to avoid some of the hustle and bustle and some of that crowd?
It is.
Did you hear something? Something like,
no.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
Keep going. What was you saying? I thought that was the purpose of, the early voting,
right?
Was to avoid some of that hustle and bustle.
But it from what I've heard up to 2 hours. So just be prepared because the lines will be long, more than likely on Tuesday as well. So be prepared. And make sure you stand there as long as you have to make sure that your vote is counted, okay?
Strolling to the polls.
You and this energy today of singing, you are really ready.
I'm really
for it.
happy it's
and
Friday.
you're really ready for book club, right?
Yes, I am.
Fall back. Oh, Halloween. I wanted just to touch base on Halloween. How many did you guys
Trick-or-treaters.
have a lot?
We had about 20 to 30
Did
trick-or-treaters.
you?
But some of them were, I'm looking over, some of them were repeats. We noticed some of the same kids coming back around. But I would say, yeah, we had a good amount of trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I think over the years that, that it's just changed, you know, and I think that people are doing more along the lines of
trunk or treat
and just having Halloween gatherings and things of that nature. So Halloween.
I think Halloween is one of the holidays or one of the traditions that may be forever changed from COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it will ever go back to just everyone being outside knocking on doors, you know, because there's been so many like private gatherings or, like you said, trunk or treats and things like that I don't know if it'll ever be the same.
Yeah.
Because even when I was just looking online last night, a lot of people were having feedback like, oh, where are all the trick-or-treaters? Yeah. And I think that maybe just for me, I may just live in a development that has a lot of kids or that people come to for trick-or-treating.
Because your development is big.
Yeah.
I'm talking back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kids would look for.
Yeah.
And parents as well. A big neighborhood so that you can do a one-stop, get them all through the development and then back home.
And get lots of candy.
And get lots of candy and then back home so that you can separate it, check it out, and give it to them and, you know, and their night is fulfilled. But yeah, I think Halloween, like you said, is forever changed. And I don't know that it, I don't know what my,
I could do without it. And so the thing is that the more you learn too, like sometimes the shit, sometimes it's just a little too spooky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't want that type of energy. You know?
Oh my goodness. I went to Milbourne Orchards last weekend with the Grants and Jasmine, and we did a little spooky house. Now, there's a couple things I don't like. Bugs. Spooky. Right? And so we're going through it, and I never.
And it had bugs and spooky, probably.
And lights flashing and all, whatever you can imagine. And I'm probably over dramatizing it or being dramatic because the kids were going in and they were fine. But it was dark. I do not like haunted houses.
I don't play, excuse my language, and I'm going to curse, but I don't play no devil shit.
Me neither.
I do not play that. So that's why it's like, if they're like, oh, Halloween
it's done.
I would not, it would be no skin off my back.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, my last topic goes around or is around gun violence, because unfortunately last night yesterday there was some violence around using a gun. I think 4 were shot and 1 killed, and they were young.
And where was this?
Young.
In Wilmington. Or locally?
It's local.
Okay.
It is locally. I can't specifically say the where it happened, but it's just what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And it's our young people. I'm talking. I think I saw 21, 22. No more than 23 years old, and to me that's a young person beginning
absolutely.
their life.
They're in the beginning stages of their lives.
Yeah, and it just I don't know what the right answer is around gun control. I don't know if there is even a realistic a way to move forward that would silence some of this. But the gun violence really it's just sad.
It's really sad, and I don't know if we're really getting to the root of the problem, right? So we see these headlines where, there's sentencing and there's, conviction rates, and it seems like that kind of, gun violence is under control. It's not, and then, so I think that no one wants to be the one to deliver the bad news. No one, even when we were talking about bringing this topic up, you're like, oh, it's not really positive. But I think we can't put on rose-colored glasses and pretend that something is fixed when it really isn't.
Yeah.
And that may be where we are on gun violence. Now, I know, don't get me wrong, every time there's a mass shooting, we talk about gun control and all that, but what about the violence that's happening within our cities and within our communities? That's where, that may be where we need to focus a little bit more, especially when we are dealing with cities that have ambitious growth plans and ambitious growth expectations, right?
Yeah.
So how are we going to grow and move forward when we still kind of have this elephant in the room that we're sweeping under the rug a little bit?
Yeah. I saw a post yesterday from Tori. Tori did my Crocs.
Tori does my Crocs. Shout out to Tori.
Tori does my Crocs. And her, it said, we pray for every other state, but we need to pray for Wilmington. We need to pray for Delaware and what's going on in our cities. So we need to take a look within before we try and help outside.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it really resonated with me when I read that, because I was like, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
We're crying, we're sending prayers and crying for what's happening in the masses in our country, which is still, important, but sometimes you got to start at home.
Yeah.
And
sometimes you have to be the change that you want to see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm born and raised in Wilmington, you know what I mean, and surrounding area, and you become amazed at the difference, both positive and negative, that the city of Wilmington
has gone through. It's definitely changing and evolving.
It totally is changing and evolving, and I totally support that evolution. I do, but I just. It goes back to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to the kids.
Yeah.
Something is not hitting those kids to realize that violence
is not the answer. And I mean the finality of gun violence too. It's like, why? I mean, you don't have to solve all of your problems with such finality, and you don't have to end someone.
How about how about a word? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
let it end.
Give somebody a good cussing out if you feel like you need to.
Write a diss track.
Yes.
Dawn just heard the lyrics to Kendrick Lamar, "They Not Like Us Today," and she's like, "Oh, I wish I could write a diss track.
I want to write a diss track." All writers or rappers or whoever, I want to write a diss track. I want to write a diss track, and I want to be prepared to perform it.
Okay.
How about that?
All right. Well,
but yeah,
we'll put that on your
2025 goal. Dawn is going to write a diss track, become a rapper for one night, and
do a performance. Open mic night.
Open mic night. There we go. All right, that's it. That's all I have.
That's all you have. So I want to talk about what Devin's watching this week.
Okay.
So I've been Netflixing it, and this week my guilty pleasure has been Love is Blind. So I'm not all the way through it. This is my second season watching it. And I have a couple questions. I don't know. Have you ever watched Love Is Blind?
So I was at the hairdresser and they started talking about it. And so then when I came back, I said to you, Love Is Blind, have you ever heard of that or whatever? And she was like, oh yeah. And so my first watching it was watching it with
Okay. So I get like intrigued by this show every time. It's my guilty pleasure. So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
One, would you ever go into that type of situation where you were looking to meet someone without any type of physical, seeing them physically first? Do you think you could find a connection with someone, a lifetime connection with someone, having not met them, seen them physically?
Do I think it's possible?
Yes.
I do think it's possible. I think that if you're open to love and you're open to finding that partner, you'll go through different channels or different paths. I think now the reality of it happening, or you falling madly in love within those 3 days or 2 weeks or 30 days. Now that I think is not.
Yeah. So that's a good point, because I don't know if it's the concept. I don't have a problem with the concept of the show, but it may be the timeline, right? The speed in which all of this is happening and, unfolding, because you go from, you're engaged within 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
and then you go out and you're married within 45 days. So
that's a lot.
Is there anything? So suppose you did fall in love with this person.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that when they opened that curtain and he came through, is there anything that would make you say, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot. Even though I fell madly in love with you, but this physical trait or this thing is a deal breaker.
Maybe 2 heads.
2 heads.
2 heads on his head.
Yeah.
2 of these.
So
heads. If he had 2, then I would probably be like, but other than that, I can work with about almost anything. So you're talking about. Right? I'm just telling you. Look, maybe that's what we need to do on this a love connection for Dawn.
Yeah.
Love connection. Maybe that's what.
Maybe we need to do. Start a campaign or something.
I don't know if it's a campaign.
Applicants.
But I remember my former coworkers, the weirdos. Shout out to the weirdos. And each, maybe say 3 months, they would bring it up to me. Dawn, we're going to set up a profile.
But I remember that. You've never set up a profile.
I would be like, okay, I'll work on that. Okay, I'll work on that.
Okay, so that's what else we're going to put down.
I think it might have even started in January. Cool. It was probably my other Devin. My work Devin.
Okay.
Well, my former work Devin. I'm pretty sure she's the one.
So we got to get back on that.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so or maybe we'll submit you for Love Is Blind.
Oh no, I'm not going on TV.
Okay.
You could
shout out
maybe do something a little.
Shout out to America.
Yeah. But then the other thing is, and this is another topic and I know I'm derailing.
No, it's okay.
But this is another topic that I think that is very much relevant, is dating after 50.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I mean, I'm not in that.
You're not in that.
Not yet.
You're not 50, right? But dating after 50 and finding that connection in that partner. You know what I mean? Because by 50, and I'm 52, you're set in your ways, and you know what you like, you know what you don't like. You're established, and you want. Unfortunately, and I'm going to put it out there, I would like my partner to be the same, to be established, to be set in, and maybe to live in his own house, because I don't think I ever want to live with anybody again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but I think, how did I get on to all that and tell all my business?
Because we were talking about Love Is Blind.
Girl, why did you bring up Love Is Blind and then you know I'm going to have a whole conversation? Girl,
okay,
why did you do that?
I'm sorry. Let's talk. That was my
That's the whole segment.
That's it. I was just trying to talk about Love is Blind, but I didn't know it was going to turn into
Finding a man.
Finding a man. Look, I have a whole new project now. It's like, okay, dating after
That's a
50.
project.
Yeah, we're gonna
know.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so fun.
But it's a project.
And we're gonna do something for Valentine's Day. Like, so maybe that's when you'll have all your dates. Maybe we'll invite them all here, and you can do like a speed dating or something. Like we'll have it all set up here. But yeah, everybody stay tuned for.
I just snorted in the fur. Stay tuned for Dawn's Love Connection.
Dawn's Love Connection.
Okie dokie, so that's it?
I think that's it. Happy Friday, everybody.
Friday,
Hope you guys have a great, fun weekend.
Yeah.
Anything
Enjoy
else,
the weather.
Dawn?
Enjoy the weather. We've had some nice weather the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been
so
warm.
enjoy the weather, but be safe, guys, out there.
Oh, check out our new Monarch merch.
Yes. Oh, I got in trouble for this too, but it's okay because I get in trouble when I spend money. But look.
Check out our Monarch merch.
All right, guys. We love you.
Love you guys.
Love you. Stay
Peace.
positive. Peace.
Love and butterflies.